Hello, everyone. Welcome to the pre-show of the Codex podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Cougar, joined by my usual co-host, the Ric Flair of comic books himself, Uncle
Woo!
Geary.
How you doing? Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. It's always good to make an acquaintance with you. Make a show with you, Sonny. Sonny, you seem a little different today, though. There's like a brighter light. It's like you're glowing. It's like
Yeah, there is.
there's a glow emanating. It's like something monumental, life-changing event might have happened to make you glow. Now it's not just the light. There's more to. There's an inner light that's coming. I don't know. Has anything major happened? Like, I don't know, nuptials or something like that?
I was married over there.
There you go. Congratulations, Sonny.
Thank you.
And all the more reason to start the canonization process for Saint Maria.
Agreed. I agree.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been told many things by quite a few people. Congratulations, but yours is the best with that.
Oh, was I the first to hit you with
to
that?
say that is the best one.
Yeah. Has she heard that?
Oh, she laughed when I told her.
Okay, great. Nice.
That's better than all the regular congrats. That's the best one.
I'm sure it is.
We got Sal in the comments, and we got Richard. So hello, Richard.
Everybody tell.
Chris says congratulations. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, there's Chris. I was getting ready to let him know, Chris. Chris knows. Yep, that's right.
Sal says, hi, Richard. Beast is an X-Man. Well, today we are reviewing Avengers 160. When Beast
and who's on that team? Who's on that roster? The Beast is he an X-Men or an Avenger in that book?
Oh, he's an Avengers.
He's an Avenger in that book. Sal, you picked the wrong show to watch.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, congratulations, Sonny. Absolutely. And Chris, who congratulated you, Chris also knows what it's like to marry up, because that's what he did. He married above his station, as did I.
That's what we got to do. We got to find a good one. Say, all right, we've got you.
That's right. You marry above your station in life is what you do. And I know I sure as hell have, and I'm pretty sure you have. I know Chris has. So
that's how we do it. See, we give good life advice here on the Codex station.
That's right. That and long live the Legion, baby.
That is
right, Chris.
Yeah, like I said. Richard says, boo, Sal.
That's what I say, boo, Sal.
Sal says I guess he meant he's, I guess.
Sal's so discombobulated, he couldn't even write he's right.
He said he, yeah.
Chris, yeah, hell yeah, Chris did. Hello, Mr. Keith. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you.
She's pure gold.
Yes, she is pure gold. And our buddy, Mighty Mike Harbor, is on a plane headed to Seattle and then headed to Alaska in a few days for work. So he's got a pretty good reason for not being here tonight. We'll let him skate with this one, but we'll see him in 2 weeks.
You can just tell the truth. We know he's upset after the loss of the Commanders.
Well, we were disappointed, that's for sure, but it didn't make him leave town. But you know what? The future is bright. Future's so bright, you got to wear shades. So we're very happy. We got a quarterback of the future. Young man will probably win Rookie of the Year tomorrow night at the awards honors that the NFL has. So, hey, we had a hell. We won 4 wins. We had 4 wins last year.
Yeah, that's a huge improvement.
Yeah. Oh my God! Ended the season 12-5, and then won 2 playoff games. Knocked off the number 1 seed. We did all right.
Yeah.
So we're okay. This team has just started to be built. So,
yeah, but actually, I've although things have been amazing, right? Married, I went through a tough loss a couple of days ago. The Mavericks have lost Luka Doncic. I want everyone to know that I am accepting gift baskets and donations. If you want to send me stuff, you can go to www.thecodexstation.com. You can send me things. Don't worry. I have his toy. I have not broken it.
What was that trade about? That was ridiculous.
Money. And somebody's mad. Yeah, there's more going on.
Is Cuban still the owner, or did he?
He gave away like most of his shares or something like that.
So he didn't make that trade. He didn't okay that trade then.
No, so that wasn't him. Boosh says greetings and
Hey, Boosh.
salutations. Yeah.
That trade's definitely good for the Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah. Another great one for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Chris says, no,
Nope.
I think this is, back to,
Yeah.
we were talking about
Hmm.
Mike and Sales
Yeah,
here, the
that
plane, his Wi Fi.
is. Like,
And he still could have been on, but let him enjoy his plane ride. But yeah, so there's like some messed up things going on in sports, but you know what? Hey, this weekend is the Super Bowl, and of course, I had to pick out an F lister that goes with the Super Bowl. Of course, I had to pick someone this week
if
that
you had
is.
to pick out a Super Bowl F lister, it would be the general manager of the New York Giants that let Saquon Barkley go. That's my F lister. Dumbass.
Hey, well, yeah, talking to sports, hey, like I said, letting Saquon Buckley go, and then, like I said, with the Mavs, that Nico Harrison letting Doncic go. Makes me glad to say, let me stop talking about sports. It makes me mad at sports. And to come back to my love of comic books, that doesn't let me down.
Oh, they don't make you mad either?
Hardly ever. I mean, every now and then you'll hear something, you're like, Beast, that X-Men / Avenger, making him bad. I was never a fan of that.
Well, that was awful. See, but that wouldn't have happened if he had been an Avenger. That's stuff that happens when he's with the X-Men. So when he's with that group that treats him so badly and makes him misbehave, he just needs to be an Avenger where he's in his happy place. You
Yeah,
know,
I think Sal would agree.
Sal might agree. Sal won't admit it, but he knows deep down in his heart that he should be an Avenger. That's right. Sal knows.
Yeah, but speaking of comics, here we got a lot of good things going on. There's a lot of good news, some fantastic news. We had the Fantastic Four trailer. We got some X-Men news that we were talking
Was
about.
that fantastic news foreshadowing?
Yes, it was.
So it was fantastic foreshadowing.
Yes, it was fantastic foreshadowing for a Fantastic Four First Steps trailer. Oh, we do have here Insanity, So Sal, of course, Sal the Slab Guy always gives me the info, so I'll let everybody guess later when we get to that. And then it's right or wrong. This week I have the 5. Somehow last week, maybe I was a little more unwell than I thought, and me and Sal forgot to give him his 5 statements. So next time Sal's on, he'll get them. Today's episode, I will not forget right or wrong. And then, of
Now,
course,
Sal's statements were, I will not get food poisoning. 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 Oh, damn, I got food poisoning.
pretty much, yeah. Oh, yeah, and I need to blow my nose. Everyone's saying right, but yeah. So that's it. We're all recovering a bit, but good enough to make it to the show. So there we go. I'll try not to sniffle too much throughout the episode today.
No sniffling, no snorting, no huffing.
No puffing either. Yeah, but like I said, I promise I'll behave. You may say, what am I looking down at? I'm just looking down at us, making sure that the episode is all good. We are online.
Where's Jamie's eyes? Why isn't he watching already?
Yeah.
Usually we see those eyeballs where he's watching us, and we know we have to be on our best behavior.
Yeah. And, Chris says the trailer looks awesome. I love the retro 60s art deco look to it. And
yeah, I love the
glad
retro
leaving
too.
us.
Hello, Adam.
Yeah. So we will get to that, but you know what? I say if we want, we can just jump on to the actual show right now.
Dive right in.
Let's do it. Let's jump on. Here is a little countdown before we get to it. Hello, everyone. Officially welcome to another episode of the Codex Podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger. I'm joined by my usual co-host, the Ric Flair of comic books himself,
Woo!
Uncle Gary.
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Wednesday night. We are very happy to interact with you all through these wonderful, what do we call them? Computer waves. What do we call these?
The world, yeah. Whether it be through your computer, your phone, who knows? Maybe it's in the future and you got to
Maybe we're
watch or something.
through telepathy.
Somebody's out there
You
learning to do that.
You may not realize this, but I'm telepathetic.
I was just saying, I thought it's telepathic, but don't be telepathetic, man.
Telepathetic.
I believe in you more than that. But you know what? We've got a great show ahead of us for today. We've got a story where Beast is an Avenger. It's the Avengers 160, the trial. Also, we'll be having random panel of the week.
There it is. There it is. Look, what? Who's that on the cover?
I see Beast.
The Beast.
I'd be surprised. If you didn't have that, I'd be surprised that you didn't have it.
Oh, I have multiple copies of this. This story, as far as single issues go, this is probably a top 4 single issue for me.
Wow. So, I actually don't have it. And I was saying on the pre-show that since the Mavs lost Luca, that, if anyone wants to send me things, just let the Codex Station know. At the Codex Station or www.thecodexstation.com. You could also get merch and meet the team and all that stuff. And you can read a couple lies about me on there that aren't true. And Sal says that's a great issue.
It is a great issue.
But before that, we'll be having somebody from NFL Super Pro join the F list. We'll be having a random panel of the week as usual. We'll be having Variant Insanity. And this week, I will be doing the 5 statements. But to get us all started, as usual, I'll be having the comic book news, starting it with the rundown. We saw the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer come out the other day. Fantastic Four First Steps is set to come out July 25th of this year, 2025. Also, Warner Brothers is getting sued by the estate of Joseph Shuster for the use of Superman, and that goes. There's a lot going on there. Excuse the stuffy nose. Trying to just tough my way through it. But aside from like suing news and things like that, no, I shouldn't say aside from, because there's more suing news, and that's Neil Gaiman and his wife are being sued, and it's getting pretty nasty. What's going on with 8 women accusing him of sexual assault. Yeah, and it gets nasty when you really get into the details. And also, Netflix has canceled the show The Sandman, but it will. Good news for Sandman fans. It will still end with season 2, so they will still give you a finish to the show. But in some good news, there is a new X-Men event that will be coming next month in March, X-Manhunt. And it will be an 8-part story starting March 5th. And yeah, so that's what we've got going on for this week. So I think the one that we should definitely get to talking about first is that fantastic trailer. Or maybe some people didn't like it so much. But either way, the trailer came out for Fantastic Four First Steps. And I know you saw it, Uncle Gary. What did you think?
I kind of dug the retro vibe of it. A little retro, a little Art Deco maybe. It was very interesting, very deliberate how they're packaging this, right? So I think it, sitting down for Sunday dinner and just making it like a Norman Rockwell thing. I'm not sure that I was enthused to see Herbie there, the robot, but
I think Sal wasn't too happy about that either.
Yeah, I don't know that I was, well, Herbie's better than Howard the Duck. So, right, Sal? So
I see right in the comments after Sal said it's a great issue. Boosh said, Sal said the issue would have been better if it had Howard the Duck on the team.
That's all he would have needed. That's right.
I believe it.
Yeah. So, but I kind of dug it. I watched it a couple times to see, and it's got like an oddball flavor to it that just might be good. And The image of Galactus was pretty cool. With the shadow on
Yeah.
Manhattan, that was really cool.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts. But yeah, to see he has the helmet. Like, yes, well, maybe
Hmm.
we'll, after all these years, we'll finally get Galactus that looks like the comic book
That
Galactus.
doesn't look like a cloud.
Yeah, no cloud.
No cloud Galactus.
Yeah, still, I think one of the worst moves in you know in a
Okay.
Marvel movie history.
Yep.
Yes, maybe we could finally see him. And yeah, like you said, I think it is cool with the whole retro and like older style, something different. That's the one complaint a lot of Marvel movies get is, oh, it's the same thing over and over.
Mhm.
Here we go. It seems it's going to be something different. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm hopefully optimistic. How's that?
me too. Sal says Herbie over Howard the Duck, but not by much. And Mr. Keith was saying that the Fantastic Four movie takes place in an alternate timeline where Jack Kirby took all the credit for everything.
I like that, Mr. Keith. I like that.
Yeah, but I think it looks good. I think it has promise. Like I said, so this was considered the teaser trailer, and yes, days ago it was like a teaser trailer for this teaser. It was showing people look at the movie, but I'm glad we got to have the trailer come out before this episode, so we get to discuss it. And yeah, I'm optimistic about it. I'm excited for it now after seeing it and knowing that it's a bit different, not the same style.
What's the difference between a teaser and a tickler?
Ooh,
Chris knows.
Chris, what do you say over there? No. And Mr. Keith says, yeah, the trailer looks good, but I don't think it's going to bring people back from 3 mediocre Fantastic Four movies within 15 years. It's different with Spider-Man 8 movies in that time because they were more well received.
There's just something about Fantastic Four that I just don't think translates well to film in an exciting way. It's just there's a blandness I think about the characters a little bit. Yeah. So
Bruce
so
says Sale talks differently on the We Need More Howard the Duck fan page.
yeah.
I've
Well,
seen it. I've seen it.
listen, he writes Howard the Duck fan fiction, and it's if you've read it, I can attest it's pretty foul.
Yeah, pretty sick too. Some
Mm-hmm.
might say that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely. Sale doesn't show, but he has many slabs. He has a certain slabs he shows everyone, but he's got a whole stack of Howard the Duck
Slabs, and you ought to, and it's got quite the bill that he had to pay for those.
Yeah. He doesn't care. It's Howard the Duck. He just wants it.
Yep.
But yeah, one other thing though about Fantastic Four, a lot of people seem to be pretty optimistic about the trailer, liked it, but then Marvel released some pictures, and now people are catching on to say they used AI. And here's that picture prepared for launch. And one thing, we've gone over this a little bit in our pre-show, and one thing I caught with the lady there, you see it looks like she has 3 fingers. One thing with AI is realistic as it looks, the fingers tend to be the thing that AI messes up with a lot. So that's where I was trying to look. Then there's one other lady towards the bottom. People could have broken fingers, but this one lady and her finger just actually
Missing.
looks like it's a little broken off with like the red coat over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we did see it reminds us of the Marvels.
Right.
So somebody could easily just type in a Fantastic Four poster in the style of the Marvels.
And AI just creates it, huh?
Yeah, just like that within a few seconds. But I think there's more to it. I have heard a lot of people complaining, saying that it's not good for the environment. Bruce says Sal writes Howard the Duck fan fiction for an adult magazine.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Play Duck.
Sal, you've been busted, man.
It's Play Duck that he.
Sal says false. I don't own any Howard the Duck books. He did not deny the writing the fan fiction though.
No, he did not. He did not deny that.
Yeah, but
and those Howard the Duck books are leased. He doesn't own them because he just leases them.
Yes. But once again, Fantastic Four, like I said, it looked like for a day they were on the right page with a trailer that tended to get people excited, and then Marvel releases this and gets people mad at them by using AI when we know they have the money to pay artists and photographers. So I don't see what's the point of it. You're just kind of, a little bit of laziness, and you're going to lose fans. And some people may say, you know what? I'm not gonna see the movie now.
Well, I don't know if that'll keep them away from the movie, but it's just if they used AI on it, it was unnecessary.
Yeah, very unnecessary. And now, like I said, so the stuff with Neil Gaiman and being sued, yeah, that does get nasty, especially with some of the things that was he's accused of saying. Um, that it was mainly one coming forward as a babysitter, and that she was saying that he wanted favors, he wanted this and that, and he wanted to be called master, and he wanted
Uh,
to call her slave. So that's horrible stuff. And yeah, now his show, Sandman is one of his creations, and now it's suffering for it, and now the show will come to its end. Did you get to watch the show?
yes, I watched season one. I liked it quite a bit. I really loved the death episode.
Yes,
With
I still haven't seen it. So what episode was that you said?
it was one that dealt with his sister death
Hmm.
of the endless, and I thought it was fantastic. So I really liked that episode a lot. But I enjoyed it. The look of it was really good. You
Yeah, it
know,
looked like a really good show. Yeah, and one thing that could get people pretty excited too was that X-Men. Back to some comic book talk. And me, I love my X-Men. So this is from Comic Book Resource, and it says Marvel is teasing its next milestone X-Men crossover event with a special video trailer, which I saw the trailer showing a little bit of who's going to be in this event, picks the current X-Men characters, which there are many to name, but it says X-Men Manhunt will be an 8-part event starting on March 5th, and the special comics event will take over the pages of Uncanny X-Men, Nyx, Storm, X-Men, X Factor, and X Force, along with a tie-in issue of Exceptional X-Men, and then it will reach its conclusion in a double-sized issue, a one-shot, which will be called X Manhunt Omega. Yeah, and it is the story about Professor Xavier breaking out of Grey Malkin prison, and he's on the run. So now the X-Men must decide, are they on his side? Do they want to capture him? Do they feel they will have to kill him? So we will see what goes on with that event. It could be interesting. I think it could be an exciting one. 8
but
issues, though.
well, with the new launch of the X, I guess this will be the second crossover with the new relaunch of X Men. They just had a 4-issue crossover that dealt with Gray Malkin and where Xavier was. So I guess they're going to expand it and double up on this one. Go from four issues to 8.
Yeah, and then finished it with that double-sized one shot. So it could be good. Anybody, feel free. If it comes out and you enjoy it, let me know. Maybe I'll take a trip to the comic shop and say, let me get those X-Men comics.
Or you can wait till they release the trade paperback 3 weeks after the series is done.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. I sometimes I say I'll get the
Mm-hmm.
comics, and then it seems like, a week or two goes by, and it's like the trade paperback. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, right, exactly.
not so hard to hunt down, and definitely saves you some money. And the main thing, still get to read it.
It's easier to read that way too.
Yeah, but who knows? There might be a first appearance or something in there. So anybody, if you like me and you like to get the trade paperbacks, do so. And if you want the comics, go ahead and get them. And speaking of comics, you know what? I know a place that's pretty good for getting comic books. It's Comic
Yeah,
Logic.
Comic Logic, baby. We are Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. You come in and you see us. We would love, love, love to make your acquaintance. I was just there this morning with Rob Kalin, who just got back from his trip for his brother's funeral service in Australia, and we're happy to have him back. Mighty Mike Harbor was there, and we were getting that 4-color ink injected right into the veins. Comic books make you strong. Buy comics. Do some push-ups too. So yes, so head over to Comic Logic. We would love, love, love to see you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem at all. So that was pretty much the news. Like I said, the Fantastic Four pretty much was the thing taking up most of the talk. But yeah, so that's going on. Real quick, actually, one thing that comes to mind was that I've heard that some people are protesting the Captain America movie coming out because of the character Sabra, because She is an Israeli character, but yeah, so people are
Wow,
starting to even boycott the movie.
that is taking it to another level, I think.
Yeah,
Wow.
because
The
I mean,
yeah, I hadn't heard that yet. Wow.
yeah, I was just hearing about earlier today. Yeah, but characters. I like to see characters of all different kinds and
Hmm.
different backgrounds and this and that, and look at there are goods and bad people of all kinds. So why would I say why only this character can't be like this or this character can't look like this? I like characters being different.
I saw I saw something on a Jim Aparo website that's news that I'm happy to see, and that's one of my favorite artists. You know, he fortunately passed away about 20 years ago, but I love Jim Aparo's work, his Batman, his Brave and the Bold stuff, his Aquaman, Phantom Stranger, Spectre. Well, they're doing an artist edition of his work. Those are those great big books that are the high res screens of the original art, and they're going to do an artist edition Jim Aparo book that they have not ever done before. It'll have a lot of his Batman. It'll have, I think, 4 complete Brave and the Bold stories in it, and it'll have 4 complete Spectre stories in it, and other aspects of his artwork, and that is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to get that artist edition.
Nice, that'd be awesome, man. I
Hmm.
was gonna say as soon as you mentioned, I'm like, I know you're gonna add that to your collection. So
Oh, absolutely, I'm getting it. It's it's an expensive book, but I'm getting it. The retail on that is 150. So
yeah, but
so,
some
but
things are worth the price.
thankfully I get a discount. But yeah, it is definitely worth the price on that.
All right, and I think that wraps up our comic book news for the day. Unless there's anything you wanted to jump on real quick.
Well, there are quite a few things I'd like to jump on real quick, like Sal writing fan fiction for Howard the Duck. I'll jump on that in a heartbeat.
Wait, there's a lot of jumping on stuff in that. I know. I'm
Hmm.
sure. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
there's a lot of jumping on, a lot of feathers fly in that.
Oh yeah. But speaking of Sal, one thing he loves and he created was the variant insanity. So I think it's time we get to some variant insanity. Okay, everyone, it's variant insanity. You know what that means? It's time to guess which comic book do you think had the most variants this week.
I did not pay attention to whatever Dynamite book came out today. Damn it! So I mean, it's obviously a Dynamite book. So but I don't know what came out. So I know the book I saw with the most covers that we had in the store was Absolute Superman. So I'm just going to say that.
All right, Uncle Gary is going with Absolute Superman.
And
Anybody
it's
in the
wrong.
comment? Oh, sorry, was it?
And I know it's wrong, but I'm still going to go with it.
All right, anybody in the comments who is not Sal that would like to guess which comic book this week had the most variants? And I'm not just being mean to Sal. He's the one who gives me the info. So,
That's right.
yeah.
But he is getting older, so he may start forgetting.
Maybe. Sal, would you like to take a guess? No.
Yeah, Sal says Howard the Duck 69, his favorite fan fiction.
Yeah, that's when he definitely has slabbed.
Yes, he does.
All right, Booge comes in and says Flash Gordon. All right, everybody. I'm going to give you that little bit of a countdown, a little bit of a nasally countdown. Dan comes in with Thunder, 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 Thundercats, ho!
If that book came out today, then that's a definite.
All right, so here you go. Is it Absolute Superman? Is it Flash Gordon? Is it Thundercats? So, I'll give you the countdown of the 10 and the 9 and the 8, the 7, the 6, the 5, the 4, 3, 2. Mr. Keith comes in with Ninja Turtles. 3, 2, 1. The comic book this week with the most variants is a Dynamite comic book, and it is Savage Tales. Winter
Wow.
2025 special number 1. The
Wow.
most variants this week. Well, you knew it was Dynamite. Well, we pretty much knew it was Dynamite. Would anybody like to take a guess as to how many variants of Savage Tales came out this week?
I'm going to say a dozen.
Uncle Gary going with a dozen. Anybody else in the comments? I'll give you a little bit of time.
Yeah, I can't even remember if I glanced at this one today. Vaguely familiar.
Bruce says that's a sick cover, and I agree. I do like that cover. I think it's very cool. It's a very Conan.
It's
style.
sci-fi and sci-fi. I mean it's sci-fi and sword and sorcery.
See, Dan Kelly says, yeah, idea. What actually came out this week? Just taking an Ozzy Osbourne shot in the dark.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with some Ozzy.
Nothing wrong with biting the head off a bat in the dark.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Booge says 17. Dan Kelly goes with 21. Mr. Keith goes with 10. All right. And even Booge says that he did the same thing.
You went with the usual suspects. We all knew it was Dynamite, though. I just couldn't think of a damn Dynamite book that came out.
All right, everybody. Well, I will give you, if there's anybody else who would like to guess, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Savage Tales had a total of 14 variants this week.
Oh, so close.
We're so close. And
so close.
Dan always likes to go by the Price is Right rules, who's the closest without going over. That would make it you.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, you had 12, yeah. So there we go. This week's Savage Tales Winter 2025 special number 1 had the most variants with 14. Now it's time to go to our random panel of the week. Super Bowl is coming up this weekend, so I gave us something a little bit with some football. And it is NFL Super Pro jumping on a car saying touchdown.
Super lame.
Oh, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Thump.
You make a touchdown, I get it, but when you're jumping on a car, do you really have to say touchdown?
You just say down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. NFL Super Pro. He's very excited for the Super Bowl this weekend.
Yeah, my Super Pro never registered high in my household, even though I have the original, and I think an issue that Spider-Man's on the cover.
Yeah, was it the first one or one of them? Well, NFL Super. I do have one issue. I did get one at C2E2 last year when he's playing basketball.
Well, there you go.
So I said I have to have this. But you know what? I almost did it again. How did I almost do it 2 weeks in a row? I went over right or wrong. But now I will get to right or wrong. I was not going to jump over that. So this week I have the 5 statements for right or wrong. So anybody feel free to put in the comments whether you agree, right or wrong. So my first statement is the live-action Wonder Man series will show the friendship between Simon and Beast.
I doubt that very sure, so I'm going to say wrong.
Okay. And back to about that random panel of the week, Mr. Keith said he doesn't advance 10 yards at a time. He should be called Rigby. Okay. Well, statement number 2. Actually, for number 1, I'll say right. I hope I'm right.
I would love it to be right. I just, yeah.
Don't see it happening. All right. Statement number 2. Grim Reaper's original outfit will be shown in the Wonder Man series.
The original green and red, huh? From Avengers 52. Not the black. I'm going to say
I'll let you go with both, but we'll say I said the original, so we'll go with the original, the green one, like you said, yeah.
I'm going to say I think it's going to be the black one, so I'm going to say wrong.
Right, and Dan Kelly said wrong for number 1. You know what? Yeah. Mr. Keith also said wrong for number 1. I think more the black one, but still want to pick the original. Maybe. We will see. So, Boo says number 2. Or he says right. Dan Kelly says right.
Well, okay.
Mr. Keith said right for both 1 and 2.
Okay, if it's the black one, I say right. But if it's the original green and red one, I say no.
Okay. Number 3. NFL Super Pro needs to put the referees in their place to save the Super Bowl.
NFL Super Pro never made enough money to do that. So they need. Yeah, I'll say right. Sure, they need to. They can't, but they need to.
Yeah, I'm going to go with basically the same exact answer as you. Right? They need to, but it won't. Okay. Number 4. Fantastic Four First Steps will be a great movie that gets people pumped for Avengers Doomsday.
I'm going to say wrong and hope I'm wrong.
All right. Back for number 3. Booge had said right, and Dan Kelly had said right, but Mr. Keith said wrong. But for number 4, yeah, which was Fantastic Four First Steps, will be a great movie that gets people pumped for Avengers Doomsday. I think right. And Booge also says right. And now, number 5. This one's got to do with somebody of the Codex. Sonny Kruger will publish at least one story with Marvel and DC.
What's the time frame?
In
his lifetime?
Lifetime. It could be 50 years, it could be 70.
Let's say right.
Thank you for the vote of confidence. And I say right too. I've got my goals. Unless death stops me, it'll happen.
Yeah, there's a great Beast as an Avenger story that's needs to be rewritten. So you can do this.
Well, thank you. All right. And thank you, Boosh, for saying 5 is very right.
Very right. Look at that. That is high praise. There you go.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. Mr. Keith, you said 1 right. I'm going to assume you meant 5 right. But okay, everyone. All right. So we've gone through the 5 statements. So let's get back. Some people, there were some rights, there were some wrongs. With number 1 was the live action Wonder Man series will show the friendship between Simon and Beast. I think with Beast appearing in the Marvels movie, I think we could see it. I think we'll see it a little bit. I'm hopeful. I want to see it. I think we will.
I say wrong just because that version of the Beast hasn't ever been shown before, where it's fun-loving, bouncing around, party animal Beast, and that's the Beast of the Wonder Man Beast friendship, where they're best buds and all that. And we've never seen a version of Beast like that, so I just don't think we will. I mean, I would love it, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will. People seem to be pretty split on that in the comments. So, okay, we'll see. Number 2's was Grim Reaper's original outfit will be shown in the Wonder Man series. And you were saying that the black outfit will be shown, but not the original green one. And yeah, I'm going to go with you. Like the black one is pretty much known one. I was just thinking that one.
And that's a good looking one. I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. So,
and I see them as kind of, because remember that Wonder Man's gonna be moving. He works on a set, things like that. I could see it somewhere there, like more of an Easter egg. I would like to see Grim Reaper in the show and him wearing that outfit. But
me too.
Who knows? I don't think we'll see that original one, but I think that would be pretty cool too. To somewhere along the lines,
if we see the Reaper, I think it would be in the black outfit. Yeah,
I think so too. And number 3 was NFL Super Pro needs to put their referees in their place to save the Super Bowl. And yeah, we did get some rights on that one. We had one wrong. Well, we hope things do go good for that. Yeah, but back to comic book stuff. Okay, number 4 was Fantastic Four. First Steps will be a great movie that gets people pumped for Avengers Doomsday. We had a lot of rights. We did have Dan Kelly saying wrong though. So I had right. Did you have right or wrong for that one?
I had wrong. But I hope I'm wrong.
Okay, yeah.
I hope that it is a great movie. I just, maybe if you'd said a good movie, maybe I'd have gone with that. But great, that's a pretty high bar there. So I'm going to say wrong, but I hope I am very wrong.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's hopeful, like
Mm-hmm.
with it being a bit different. I'm hoping that finally we get a Fantastic Four movie that we could say, oh, it was a great Fantastic Four movie after all
Yep.
these years, all the flops, that we finally get it. Yeah. And back to more with the Grim Reaper's outfit. Yeah, Dan says they'll show Reaper's outfit the same way WandaVision showed Vision and Scarlet Witch's original costume. Yep, I think it's something like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan was saying, yeah, that someone needs to put the refs in their place, in their pocket place. Yeah, he's no interest in the game this year.
Well, that's why they have commercials there, Dan, so you can watch those.
I do watch commercials during the Super Bowl, but normally I'm somebody who hates commercials. Oh, yeah, Mr. Keith said fans will love Fantastic Four, but not many new folks.
That could be true too.
Yeah. Nathan Booth says, yeah, gotta be optimistic, especially with the Fantastic Four.
I am hopefully optimistic.
Yeah, and Dan said the trailer looked okay, but I haven't seen enough to really get me excited for it. Yeah, I get it, because it still was kind of like, it still was considered a teaser, just giving us a little bit. I'm sure in like maybe a month or two, maybe in a couple months, we'll see.
Teaser didn't do it for Dan. He needs a tickler.
Yeah, there you go. Dan needs a tickler.
Needs
All right. And before, when it came about the beast stuff, Mr. Keith said Kelsey Grammer can be a party animal.
Well, he would need to be. He would need to be.
All right, but when it came to number 5, when I said Sonny Kruger will publish at least one story with Marvel and DC, I had my Codex people believing in me that yes, it can happen and it will happen. And
very right. See, very right is the best answer. I like that. Right.
Dan said, right, does fan fiction count? Yeah, I've got some fan fiction. Even on Wattpad under Son of the Writer, I have a fan fiction of For the Man Who Has Everything. But I'm considering it with this statement, it's got to be made in comic book form where they are officially releasing it.
Now, if it was for Action Figure Digest, I would have said wrong. They wouldn't allow you anywhere near that publication.
Well, that one I didn't say. That one, no,
I know
quiet about that one.
I'm just saying that's my editorial on that. But yes, I have faith in you. I think you can. I think you'll do it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all, and I won't give up. So everyone, that is my 5 statements. Before I go, yeah, Mr. Keith said, right, just get your pages in.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely will. Always working and have many ideas written for.
We'd say we knew you win, and then you can big time us.
Oh yeah. I'll always go back. I always be like, Codex, this is what I do. Even nowadays when I'm on sets, there's always big breaks in between stuff. And what do? I pull out comic books to read. So I will always come back to comic.
Your award, when you accept your awards, you'll say, I'd like to thank all the little people I stepped on the way up here.
Pretty much. And, I will definitely have to say, this is a real award. No more talking about my PDFs. I've got the actual thing. And Dan says Sonny will write the definitive Legion of Superheroes story where Matter Eater Lad will be the big hero that saves everyone.
Now that Sonny's seen the light, I believe this will happen too.
It's fate. It's all meant to happen.
Mm-hmm. Long live the Legion. That's right, baby.
That is right. We'll come back to Codex episodes and say I almost put Matter Eater Lad in the F list, but I made him the A list.
That's right. And Dan Kelly is running the comic character of the day site, and this is Legion month, so we're doing it except for Thursdays where we have where we want to coincide with comic character of the week. It'll be a different Legionnaire every day. So good job for Dan for keeping the Legion alive.
Now I got to get one of those rings for my right hand. My left hand's got a ring now. My right hand has no rings.
Well, that's you just got married. You don't need a flight ring. You're supposed to stay with that marriage. No flight.
Yes.
No flight for you.
And Dan says, just make sure to let me do some covers for you. It's a deal.
There you go.
So there we go. Check it out in the future. And like I said, we'll be able to come back to episodes of the Codex podcast and say, see, we called it, we knew it. And now we move on. So we did do the random panel of the week, which is normally scheduled, and that was, again, NFL Super Pro jumping on a car, saying touchdown. And now that we did get to that, we get to the F list. The man joining the F list today, with the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday, had to get somebody from NFL Super Pro. He is Sanction. And there he is. Yeah. You're seeing just a regular guy in his yellow exoskeleton. Yeah. I have the psychological advantage now. I have the home field advantage. And this time I will win as he shoots up the place he's at. And the woman, I believe her name is Linda, she says, "Why are you doing this? What has Phil done to you?" Yeah, we already know he's, if you couldn't tell, yeah, he's a villain of the NFL Super Pro. Here he is again, and he reveals himself to be Steven Seagal. No,
Wow.
yeah, though he kind of looks like it with the ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his wine, and Linda's tied up, and she says, when he says Philip was coming, she says, "How do you know?" He says he chartered a plane out of LAX 3 hours ago. And then he got ready, and he got, when his outfit was not ready.
That looks weird.
Yeah, he looked horrible in that horrible outfit that is partially put together. And
Mm-hmm.
then he says, he'll be prepared for Phil. And she says, "You want to fight him in that? Why?" And then there he is. All right, time fighting. Or if you wish to play hero, the part of hero, allow me the juicier role of the villain. Call me Sanction. And then in the next panel, he says, "Call me Death." So call me Sanction. Call me Death. And here he was in his regular outfit, and he says, we see him moving around with the stick. It looks like a pool stick.
Yeah.
For the weeks in the hospital, unable to move. For the months in jail, locked up like an animal. For the endless days I spent waiting.
Wow.
And there he was again, talking his trash. "What? My weapon systems are down?" He says, "Very well then. Computer, goal line stand. Full implement." Yeah, there he is. "First, it was Pressman in California. Then you bungled my armament deal in Miami. Then the sheer audacity to defeat Instant Replay in Philadelphia." And then that you can tell that's NFL Super Bowl who says, "All of that was you." So there he is.
Mm.
Sanction.
Well, I think he looks like a big it looks like a big armored banana, and I just I it's just
Dances that looks like a guy in a bad
yeah,
Transformer cosplay.
it
Agreed.
does. So he is as F list as they get. There's no hope for this guy. And then what makes it worse is when he's not in the costume, the little Steven Seagal cosplay that he's doing is terrible.
Yeah, Mr. Keith says, "Yeah, why am I more concerned for the character's back support in that thing more than anything else?"
Yeah, the dude's sound. He feels. I think he's got roid rage. How do you eat in that thing?
I
Yeah.
think he doesn't, yeah. But first, hey, Mr. Boosh had said he could be my ghostwriter. Sorry, Boosh, I'm not like anybody else. I need to do the writing myself. But thank you for the offer.
Well, Ghost
Um,
Rider would be, you can have a flaming head while you're writing. Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider. It's all the same.
yeah, I mean, think you can definitely get the imagination juices flowing. Albeit he just says just protein shakers um, for Sanction. But yeah, I mean, in case you wanted to see his bad Steven Seagal
Yeah,
cosplay,
that right there. That makes him an F lister right there. Look at him.
yeah.
I mean, okay, he's got the chick tied up, points there, but
Mr. Keith says this reminds me of the Fox TV show on Friday nights, Mantis. Remember Mantis? Uncle Gary, do you remember Mantis?
I was praying that I don't remember Manus.
But here we go. Yeah, we got
Mm-hmm. That is very disturbing. That just looks wrong.
Yeah, him getting in that outfit. I was like, who is this character? So, I
Yeah.
mean, that's it when it's not all put together correctly, but when it is, it's still a horrible outfit.
Yeah, I agree with Dan. Looks like a Transformers cosplay, and they only had yellow paint.
Yeah, he's a bad one. Mr. City, describe Avengers.
Oh, I like that. Describe the vengeance. Yeah.
Nice. Dan said, hell yeah, started Carl Lumbly for the Mantis.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Keith said, Dan gets it. But all right, so this horrible character of Marco, whose actual name is Marco Sanzionier. Would you like to take a guess as to a bit of his background?
I think we showed his background. Something happened to him. He had an injury. He was in the hospital. He's mad at Super Pro, and he's tried to be a mastermind behind the scenes. And then now he's revealing himself, and he'll take the fight to Super Pro, and we'll have, an F-lister meeting an F-lister, and the outcome could be just, just a snooze fest.
Yes. But there is a bit more to Marco Zanzinier. This one, he's not even on Marvel fandom. He had to go to Comic Vine for this one. But also, I did do my research and read quite a bit. But firstly, some things about him is that his powers are you ready for this? Gadgets, insanely rich, and a
Ooh.
power suit.
So he's insanely rich. He doesn't need to do any of this garbage, and he's still doing it.
Yeah, he's still a loser. But yeah, so Marco Zanzinier was created by the team of Fabian Nicieza, Jose Delbo, and Mike DiCarlo. And yes, he appears in NFL Super Pro issues 1 through 4 and issue 8. So,
wow, he made many appearances.
So he was a villain that was there for a while, usually appearing like this in his regular outfit, but eventually, he would hire. He was a drug dealer. He was a drug kingpin in Los Angeles, but he became the unwitting target of NFL Super Pro's good deeds. After months, he was hiring. So it would basically be like he would hire characters to get NFL Super Pro, like instant replay, and NFL Super Pro would beat them, right? And then eventually at the end of issue 3, he gets in this horrible outfit. He kidnaps NFL Super Pro's lady, and then he says, all right, we're going to battle. And then there we go. They do battle. Yeah, there is. Call me Sanction. And then the next panel, call me Death. But he is eventually defeated by NFL Super Pro. No surprise. And then it appears he falls. He has a bad fall. He breaks some of his bones and everything, like where you see his arm hanging, and it appears he's done. You would think he would be arrested, and then in NFL Super Pro issue 8, which actually had Crossbones in there and Captain America.
What?
Yes, it is revealed that
real stars. Wow.
Yeah, the real stars were in there. So this guy, he is pretty rich. He, with his money, hired Crossbones to get NFL Super Pro to lure him into his mansion, but then tells Crossbones, no, I want to be the one to take him out. And that's when he goes on this rant about being in the hospital. He wasn't able to move. He was like an animal, just waiting for his chance to get revenge on him. Mr. Keith says, is he an evil Heisman Trophy? He was trying to be, but he failed.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
Yeah, but then eventually, so he gets his last fight in this outfit. So he didn't even get the yellow one back. He fights like this in a regular suit against NFL Super Pro.
And a stick.
This happens. NFL Super Pro takes the stick, hits him, and says, how about a walking stick sandwich instead?
Wow.
Yeah. And then after the fight continued with Crossbones going at NFL Super Pro, Mr. Zanzinier got a gun, shot at Super Pro. Super Pro avoided it, and then was suddenly gone, never to be seen again.
Well, there you go.
Pretty much everything, with Sanction.
And the world is a better place.
Oh yeah.
Without him in it.
Yeah, that's Sanction. Yeah, and in this part, when I was showing when he says what systems are down, very well done, computer, goal line stand, full implement. Yeah, he had it was a whole football field with guns shooting in NFL Super Pro. So very cheesy, very bad. And I say that Sanction, Marco Sanzanier is an F-lister and shall always remain an F-lister, even with his billions of dollars.
Him along with Super Pro.
Yes,
F-listers together.
they get to live there.
Mm-hmm. Forever.
And Dan Kelly says that Fabian Nicieza said he had nothing to do with creating him. They just got him to write the first couple issues because he was writing the X-Men at the time, and the NFL knew the X-Men were popular.
Well, that makes sense. That was for the buck.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Fabian's name is put on as one of the creators, so he may want to be. We've talked about suing, some lawsuits going on earlier. He may want to sue somebody about pinning his name on NFL Super Pro and characters like Sanction.
That's when he was saying a Ghost Rider would have been a better idea for him.
Yeah, and Bruce says he would make a good villain participation trophy.
There you go. I can go with that.
Yeah, a good villain participation trophy. I think you're onto something there, Bruce. I agree. And that now we could say goodbye to the F list for this week, and we say goodbye to Sanction, where he, in his stupid yellow outfit and his Steven Seagal type haircut, could stay in the F list.
Looks like a yellow flag that the referees throw.
Yes, we'll be seeing a lot of those this Sunday, the Super Bowl. I think.
Yeah, anybody that breathes on Mahomes. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so that was that statement. We need NFL Super Pro, but we know he's not real. So yeah, we kind of know how that game's gonna go. But now it is time for something better than Sanction. It is time to review that comic book that Uncle Gary is holding right now, Avengers 160, The Trial. So, in this story, the credits remain Jim Shooter, George Perez, Pablo Marcos, Denise Wall. It says Slivercraft and Archie Goodwin. All right, so in this story, we see many Avengers have left, and who is home? It is Wonder Man, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Black Panther, and a guy who at this time was an Avenger, Beast.
What? Sal, Beast, what?
That is right. Beast is there because what is he?
An Avenger. He's an Avenger.
That is right. And quickly as Beast was going off to have Beast was thinking about his time with the X-Men. And then he's like, you know what? I guess I'll do some janitorial work.
Yeah, because I'm not the strong guy on this team. I'm not the most brilliant guy on this team. I'm just a big furry blue janitor. That means I can just have fun. I got no responsibilities.
So then he goes to jump off or run away, and then suddenly he gets hit, pit through a wall, pit through a vision, but caught by Wonder Man. And who is it? Who has come? It is Wonder Man's brother, Eric Williams, the Grim Reaper. And now after a battle with Grim Reaper, he holds a trial. Court is now in session to find out which one is it, Vision or is it Wonder Man? Who is the real Wonder Man? Who is his brother? And who, the one who isn't, shall die. So that is the story, and this is a single issue. It's a quick story. It's like 18 pages. This is a good one. This is a fun one. We get to see. One thing I like is that we get to see. It does show history of the characters.
Yeah.
Vision of Wonder Man. If you're kind of like unfamiliar or need a little refresher, this gives it, and it does it in a quick manner. Because like I said, it's the whole story is in one comic book. We get to see that Grim Reaper is a serious villain. He's very tough because he's taking on literally 5 members of the Avengers. And then this story, if you're especially a Wonder Man fan, this is definitely a story for you to check out because this really goes over with him and Grim Reaper being brothers, and he definitely is the lead in the story, Wonder Man. So before I get to my rating, before I get to everything, Uncle Gary, you picked this out. I know this is a story you really, really like, so I want to ask you some of your thoughts on this story.
So this story, My first issue of Avengers that I bought on my own was 152, I believe. And in that issue, it reintroduced Wonder Man as a zombie in a zombie state. And I was really fascinated by this character. And as the issues lead up to 160, I really like the idea that Wonder Man had come back from the dead. He doesn't know why he's come back from the dead. He doesn't know quite, what's going on with him. And then there's the conflict. 2 issues earlier, he and Vision fought in Avengers Mansion because they both have feelings. Scarlet Witch is Vision's wife, but Wonder Man's attracted to her too, and of course he is, because Vision was made with Wonder Man's brain patterns. So I love this. So of course they're both going to be attracted to the same woman. I love the I love that tension between them, and I love the fact that in a way they're Earthstaff's brothers, right? And I love the fact that when as he's trying to find his way here, after he's been recently resurrected, when the Grim Reaper comes upon the scene, he doesn't know that the Grim Reaper, his brother, has been a villain that has bedeviled the Avengers. And the Black Panther at one point says, "That's right, Eric. Nobody had the heart to tell Simon that his brother's a homicidal maniac." And I just thought that was great. And the Grim Reaper, over the course of he first appeared in Avengers 52. So over the course of over 100 issues, he had been trying to get back at the Avengers for the death of Simon, which was in way back in Avengers 8. And so he he's held this long grudge. So for him to appear, and he's always tried to treat the Vision as his brother, because he knew that the Vision was made with his brother's brain patterns. And he's had schemes to get the Vision in a human body, and these other things that he's been involved with over the years. And when he sees that Wonder Man's come back from the dead, now he's got a problem. One of them is a walking abomination, and the other one is his brother, and the one that's not his brother will be executed. So he has technology that has taken out these Avengers, and he alludes to who he says y'all will be scared to death if you know who gave me this technology. So he alludes to that, but he's going to have the trial on which one is his brother, which one is not. And I really love the fact that the Black Panther was made to be the defense attorney, for both for the Vision and for Wonder Man. I love it, and I love the fact that ultimately, the Vision tells the Reaper, "I'm the abomination. Kill me. Better you kill me than for the real Simon Williams to die again." And then he makes a comment that he and I are more true brothers than you and he are. Perhaps he and I are more true brothers than you and he are. And that made the Grim Reaper lose his mind. So I loved it. Excuse me. I have my book with it. I have a book of it, and it's signed by Jim Shooter, who wrote that story, which is, this is a single issue story, standalone story. So this would be top 4 standalone single issue story for me. I love it that much. I was young when I read it, and it's resonated with me. I love the character. George Perez art on it, which is always great. So I just thought it was a great story. It's not the usual kind of supervillain slugfest you'd see. There's a little more in-depth, a little more emotion, some real heartbreak in it. The Vision reveals that he's not quite alive like everybody else is, and that's the first time you see, when he removes his visor, what his eyes look like. So
yeah, Wonder Man, yeah, those eyes.
Yeah, those cosmic googly eye, just energy crackling. So they start to reveal that he's this being of ionic energy, and he's when he's in human form. So I just loved it, and I loved his heartbreak over his brother being so sick and so twisted. And so for me, because this book has resonated with me all these years, and I love it as a single issue, and I love Wonder Man, I love the Vision, I love the Reaper, I love the whole story. For me, baby, 10 out of 10.
There you go, 10 out of 10 for Uncle Gary. All right, man. Yeah, so awesome. Glad that and this is like one of your favorites. Especially early when you would tell me before we started the show. You said one of your top 4 singles. I was like, oh, okay, I'm expecting that 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for me, like I said, I enjoyed it. One thing is I would have liked to have seen it longer. I think it is an awesome single issue story. But I'm like, oh, I think they could have done a little bit more. Like if maybe add on a few villains that team up with Grim Reapers, if it's gonna take a while, and then how it's like court, like concession, like okay, you got the bands, and then later one of the bands like they don't affect me. I almost thought he couldn't have done that earlier on, but I did like to see Black Panther pretty much outsmarting Grim Reaper, beating him in his own
Hmm.
game, like how he wanted, like the whole trial. And I was like, well, like look, that Black Panther is really getting him in his own place.
Well, Wonder Man was playing possum to see where this was going with his brother. He was kind of in shock at all this too, so that's one reason why he didn't, you know, play
That's what I
his.
was kind of thinking. Maybe he
Yeah,
wants to see a little bit more.
and it did end up becoming more of a multi-villain thing because the person that supplied the technology was Ultron, and you get Ultron in the next couple issues. It is a great. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Dan there. It is a great issue.
yeah, and I agree. I'm going to say that it is a great issue, especially Wonder Man fans, Grim Reaper fans. This is if you're a fan of them, this is definitely a story I really highly recommend because, like I said, it's not long. You get one story, but it's very powerful. It gives you a bit of the history of the two. You find out their brother. How well Grim Reaper reveals to Wonder Man, who didn't know they were brothers and didn't know what all the stuff that he had done. So it was good to see that. Good to see an Avengers story. As much as I love Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, good to see other characters get the lead. And yeah, I think it is a great story. Um, Scarlet Witch sometimes a little bit of the darling, my
Hmm.
darling, my husband. Okay, I think she could have settled down a little bit on that, but overall, it's a great, fun story. Quick and like you said, different, not the usual slugfest. A bit more like court. Well, it is called the trial, so I did like to see that as well. Yes, I think it's a great story. Like you said, always artwork. You know, George Perez, so always thumbs up there. So me, I think it's a great story, and I highly recommend Avengers 160. I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
All right, that's still a very passing grade.
Yes, I still think it's a great one. I look forward to reading it again, and even too sometime, maybe in actual comic book form sometime, because it's sometimes it's easier to get a hold of a comic book to go online to use like an app or something, but sometimes I still am like, okay, I want to go back and
I,
check
I
it out
don't
in the
I don't
comic book
enjoy
form.
reading a book online like I do the reading the book. And whenever I review something from reading it online, I always give it a worse grade and it has nothing to do with the book. It's because I hate reading the damn thing online.
That's why even certain stories, I'm like, I need to go back. 'Cause, I mean, sometimes yes,
Mhm.
I do still love them, but I'm like,
Yeah,
there's something still different with the feeling of holding it in my hands.
that's,
So,
that's what she said.
yes, which I hope she says right. But yeah, so Avengers 160, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Uncle Gary gives it a 10 out of 10. And like I was talking about with we like to hold comic books in our hands. Next week, Dan Kelly will be on the show, and he has picked out not the JLA, not not the Avengers, but the GLA, the Great Lakes Avengers, misassembled, and that one I will be holding in my hands to read. I'm excited for it. I have not read it. I haven't read any Great Lakes Avengers. It seems like it will be some good fun. So I'm looking forward to it next week.
You'll never be the same.
I hope not. I've seen pictures of them before. Every now and then I'm like, wait a minute, is this an F-lister? Wait, there's more to these characters. So now I'll finally get to read a story. That is next week on the Code X podcast. Thank you everyone for joining us. But before we go, we've got some things. Uncle Gary, what do we want to give everyone?
Oh, as if you didn't know, y'all know. At the Codex station, we have all the socials, and we like nothing better than to give them to you, baby.
That is right. Check out at the Codex Station. We can find us on all socials, just like Uncle Gary said. And also, you can go to www.thecodexstation.com to get some merch, meet the team, hear some fake things said about us, and so much more. And before I go, Never Say Die says they're pretty funny. So, from what I've looked through at the Great Lakes Avengers, I think they're going to be funny. I think it's going to be one that I really enjoy. But everyone, I am Sonny Kruger, your host, joined by my usual co-host, Uncle Gary. I say take care, everybody. Be safe, and I hope you all have a week that is a 10 out of 10.
Can't beat that. See ya.